Ebusia for yes, I'm Mama Kwaba Sonko Kraba. Counseling time with Counselor D.Y. Donkoh. We'll be reading our quote for tonight, a very powerful quote. And the quote reads, "Your affection towards one another grows when you appreciate each other." Ain't you to us with our topic for tonight that says that 10 bad attitude of most couple. 10 bad attitude of most couple. Counselor, fire call.
And so tonight we are talking about 10 bad attitude. 10 bad attitude of most couples. Naturally say you can and you me dua. Eya wadifu bi. Eya emwa wadiem.
Sir.
And you me do bi a wadifu ya eka wadie ne hye. Ema awadie ni mu kanko eka echiri.
Enokre.
These are the things we're going to talk about tonight.
Okay.
Nti ye hwe nneoma baako edu a enye. Wa wade ma ema wade no NCP eni jembem.
Embem.
Now the edikan ya bepese ya tiase and say a good attitude will help your marriage succeed. Sounds na a bad attitude will help your marriage fail.
Right.
Many a times marriages fail not because of a lack of love, but because spouse do not have the right attitude.
Okay.
So I said, good attitudes are like gold or are golds, and bad attitudes are like weeds. Good attitudes are gold, and bad attitudes are weeds. It's in here, say, subain pa, it is a gold. Gold tree by sika koko.
Sika koko.
Na subain body de it is a mura. And check if you and check. Now, the first thing you need to know about your marriage when it comes to the two is for someone to accept that I have the wrong attitude.
Right.
So before we even talk about the 10 points, for somebody to know that I need to actually work on myself so that my marriage will go in accordance with and to my expectation. And he said, please know your attitude. Do you even know your attitude? Is it not wonderful that sometimes, partner, you blame you, say you are the cause of this, and you're also pointing fingers saying that you are rather the cause of that. And the reason why most often such things happen is the reason that a lot of people don't even know that they have the wrong attitude. What was Subabi enye? No, the on Shannon, and he says Subana is the best. Now, Bakoni dear Mumun enye. Let's understand that whilst we are waiting for the other party to change so that we can enjoy our marriage, we must also be changing so that our marriage will be the best. So the first thing to know about yourself is to know your attitude. Now, there's something about those with bad attitude is when they have bad attitude, you tell them, and the next thing they tell you is that is so what? Have you ever encountered somebody you are complaining to? Now, such people are not ready to change. And it is hard for them to also change because they've not come to the realization that they are who you are talking about.
Right.
Queen Vashti lost her position as a wife. Esther took her place because of wrong, bad attitude. Your attitude can let you lose your position. And the same attitude can bring upliftment.
Right.
So the wrong one can let you lose your marriage. Valerie, it doesn't take much for divorce. Every married couple listening, don't be too spiritual. Be spiritual, but don't ever allow spirituality to take the place of responsibility. Yeah. Why? Because when you think you prayed enough to secure your marriage, there are few little things that can kill the vineyard.
Okay.
Media was so ye kwa sorry ye bompaye me empire bofo me kundi osoro me or ye sofo or ye elder or ye deke send your way ye bu ye digu so we dey hute nyame ka ye ho a if God be for us who can be against us. We know Allah. I came to tell you that what you must do to nurture your marriage, if you leave it, God will not put water on it.
Right.
So we have a responsibility towards our marriage to understand that for marriage to become what we want it to become, we need to play our part very well, Valerie.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So we need to musa usuban tisa. Emma wakonya ma wenye usuban wajuma. Nema munji to musa usuban bonway. Why what there? Why a relationship? It's actually not going to that direction we were dreaming our marriage will go to. Something should tell you that there should be a U-turn. It is a wahin maybe etumi lusu na wade. Ama akwa be fire. Wrong attitude can let you lose good marriage.
Right.
So don't ever mistake to think that attitude is a crabby. Attitude is we are talking about 10 bad attitudes of most couples. The enya way but to feel say and yes say but maybe a jayiri be a jakumsan sadia or sisubawi what you say wait and also crown your mature than sa never year war because it's our weniso neso eso awadim. Number 1, what are some of the 10 bad attitudes of most couples? Number 1, when you withhold sex or physical affection from your partner. It's a bad attitude. When you withhold sex or physical affection from your partner, it is a bad attitude. Na meni wa yiri bini kubi bekasa say ya kasa de anti e ho ase ne ese ya sema ne ye kentia ana obufu kakra ya wate na nwumire me ba ho a fama me. I sat in this here to say that sex is a command and it's not by choice. Right. Once you enter into marriage, your body does not belong to you. It belongs to your partner. The other party must also understand that their bodies will manipedia and yawamodia. Ayobidia. Yemi unipedia a papabidia your friend Yankoropon. Now, say one Timasina Obufuya and Unchese Nipedia Buff. Now, the problem we have in our marriages, we are talking about 10 bad attitudes of most couples. The problem we have is that our emotions tell us what to do when our love wants us to do what is right. Martin Kaya Bufu. Mabufu ni chere be say, adie no ye no Valerie ni huye mehi. Ni huye me time. Ni huye minyan. Or some bed damn so you miri. I said, cry, yakakra, yanka, we see a seminal. Like, me passo baby because it will be a crowd or that, or one who san watching home.
Yem wakeke, or share a jeans, wash a nika, wash a nylon, or the a year gusunti, or banner or chance any or
Bakubia and I say, cry me who dear, or the sally tape at a cherry and I'm you. I don't need to cherry baby, I bobby or tenor. Just say, and yadia and nika will be loose. So let's understand that you cannot marry and be doing this to your partner. A lot of wives deny their husband sex because in the name of in the name of excuses. I'm tired. In the name of what is sex? Sex is a physical bond you create between two people. To one, enjoy. Number 2, to create bond. Number 3, to enjoy the companionship between us. But I tell you, there are sex we give you. When you finish, you regret making sex. Obani buafu, bema ni buafu, especially ma. Eti, seni ni buafu no ama wa. Obeka se ni trimu odi nti ose, ye. Obaya na onye. Bepa cho ye na mi sorry why. Onya mi medo. Ti bema ni de yawo. Amemene mfin. Oni ba bi ko. On person be fa ni yirechi eti saa dia se dia ye chi atone ma no no na wapoma ne saa na ne ho asane no be ma bi ho ye sensitive emotionally wo ye ne saa na de be ma kora wu atop because it's like what is how you treat me when I've been able to provide I'm doing my best. Oh I didn't know yes sir because why hurt oh there be na me hurt you there be hurt ba akope 1 month ni nu kunai. It doesn't make you wise. It makes you to grow in a bad attitude. And can I say this? These little things you are doing that seems to be nothing can actually collapse your marriage. And so you don't go back to blame God and you don't say the devil is a smart devil, strong. No, Basa. Strong bad attitude is like Sebi, somebody who is blind. Sebi. You don't see anything good. The only thing you see is to believe that you are going the right direction. And when you have the wrong attitude, that can destroy your marriage. You don't see that that attitude can mess you up. For you, you think that it will do nothing to the other party. True. Yet, it has the ability to destroy. Right. So number one bad attitude of most couples is when they withhold sex or physical affection from their partner. Right. Number two is ungratefulness. A lot of couples are ungrateful. No matter what you do, in fact, if you like die for them, they will still look at your dead body and say, no, we are there. We as so far as this is so be Edian. Una is kentidian. Una sham kalantedian. Edian. Unimadibi. One of the greatest problems we have in our marriages is that when people become too familiar with their partners, right, they become ungrateful. For them, what you did is your responsibility. To about runchen mo pressing your your responsibility. The wonderful thing is that for the wife, this man doesn't do anything. Ungratefulness is when your husband tells you you look beautiful, and you can still say thank you to another man who said you look beautiful than your husband.
Okay.
Ungratefulness is when you appreciate other men, you hold them in a high esteem than your own husband. Any man you honor than your husband makes you unwise.
Okay.
The greatest man that must be honored in your life as a woman must be your husband.
Your husband. The
greatest woman that must be honored in your life as a man must be your wife. If you can tell other women out there that they are beautiful, but it has never been said to your wife, you are unwise. It is a sign that you are ungrateful. At the power when you penny. When everybody is saying that you look good, you look nice, it's a sign of it means that you are too familiar with the person so much that there is nothing good you see around them. Wow. And so ungratefulness is another sign that you have a wrong bad attitude that stinks, that will not help you.
Okay.
So if we are talking about 10 bad attitudes of most couples, we need to understand that ungratefulness is one of the bad attitudes.
One of the bad attitudes.
It's a sign that you're ungrateful. Oh, Vowse be our tadi unto be mandida. Now, quiet a bearman and ma bad gift or bama. The NTS yes, I would check. Love shares, what check. Tiweba, now we yabba, efe, now my affection, what don't we genepi. Now, quiet the woody on Ioba, would I go there be a bearman fambra? It's a sign of ungratefulness. That you don't even appreciate the letter the man did, the woman did. So, another sign that you have a bad attitude, it's not going to help your marriage. It will probably help you fail in marriage. Is ungratefulness.
Ungratefulness.
The next one we can look to has to do with arrogance. Arrogance. Arrogance is a poisonous attitude. And it says that I have my life and I am not ready to help you build your life. And even when you are talking, I'm not ready to listen. You see this attitude in some couples. When you are seriously talking, they are on their phone. Arrogance. It's a sign of pride. Like everything you are saying does not matter to my ears. Even my phone is more important to me than you. It's a sign of arrogance. When people are full of themselves, they are arrogant. When they are full of themselves, everything must be them, not about you. They look at you and say, I am beautiful. How about me? I say, now they're heading. It's a sign of arrogance. Okay. And so people who are full of themselves are people who are arrogant. Now, when you tell them, "Me no one come up, you me no one come again," as in come away. Obeka can now, because me make order. We need time. It's a sign. And arrogance comes with pride, and the Bible says that pride goes before destruction.
True.
Do yenje oni a hand time the two anamong a hand time so uhumpe Bible says usa encha ahwease God resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. Prayer may not lift you, but humility has the ability to lift you. And so when you are full of yourself, it is called selfishness. Myself, it's about me. It is me. Do you know I'm hurt? Do you know you hurt me? But when they hurt you, they refuse to recognize. So when you even say, "Unu so hurt me," I said, "Am I hurting?" And we say, "I simply also hurt." Unu be an I hurt. But you are not there. Can say, "I am sorry." It's a sign of arrogance, pride. You are yourself. You see yourself than everybody, and that is a sign of a person who is full of arrogance. And sometimes arrogance makes it impossible for someone to learn from their partner.
Right.
Because they feel like there is nothing better you can say to them that will make them. Another sign when it comes to the third bad attitude of most couples is when your tone can transform your words. Your tone can actually transform your words. Asema ye can kabe kanya zasem. Na zubie wano, wo se ne aka asem no, ya. Na ye san ka atro so wan kasa ya se ya da minim kasa, da bia minim kasa, da bia mi na minim kasa, e maka se mi kan say, sa na betumi aka no. Se mi kan say, chere se na mi kan no. When your tone can transform your words, you are not making sense. One of the most dangerous problems we have in marriages is when people talk and they don't think twice. They don't think even before they say what they said. And they feel like everything they said made sense. And to go because no free say, "Oh, make sense, I know I got you some patch with themselves." The man me can be buafupa, na me can be offended wa facha me. Nti wa patch what that. Na just no cry na just be offended. Nti wa patch we kasa ni betutum sa. No. In fact, the Bible even encourages us that before we talk, we should think, reason, spit it, swallow it. Does it taste good before you say it? James say kasa, Ephesians say kasa, Paul mo kasa. Was say, your words should be seasoned with salt. Don't just open your mouth and speak it, because one word from your mouth can actually break somebody's confidence, courage, somebody's beauty can be broken because of words. It's a bad attitude. Why? Because that bad attitude is affecting your husband. It's affecting your wife.
Wow. So the fifth one.
The fifth one. Sexual issues. Especially when combined with poor communication. Sexual issues, especially when combined with poor communication. Now, maybe I show why I see you ya na wenya ovulation and common yabo. Maybe I won't ya pamome. Ya to 2 years, ye jojo bemano, and ye jojo obano. We ba jaw sika sema konform no wani nje na umu swing bi na aba ana ba ma yenti awoka ana wo bi de woka na sema to wadwumem na oba eye communication. When you are trying to give an excuses in terms of making love to your partner, also you have a poor communication skill. It's a killer. It's a bad attitude.
Okay.
What shall we be with fear otumi muna the whole day obusa ne side o say nya hwe but we muna for nothing. It's a bad attitude. Yemre to mirika.
The 6th point.
Emotional immaturity, especially in unwillingness to be emotionally open or to be a non-reactive listener. Emotional immaturity when it comes to your willingness to open up. Just say, well, no, why are you say asem na esi ni ebeka? Now to us metie. Me si metie. Waka say we. Come say dwe no. Waka say we. I say, babe. You know me it's a kasa. Just only open po. It's a sign of immaturity. It's a bad attitude.
Ebi mo block o mo busuafo.
That's what I'm saying, because Onim say obe friend ma, obe friend.
Yeah.
Frabe friend, obe tuneful. Frabe friend, obe kasa. So the best thing they can do is that before you say Jack, wa block mama no papa. Before you say Jack, no block on one mama and papa.
Right.
Because on pe futu, on pe kasa bebre. And ya fene nkrofo be kasa kasa on pesa. It emra one pesa ne de wa tutu ne niare. And was seen us. And why now you say, I am not going to give that opportunity to anybody to advise me. If you run more emotional immaturity, they don't have that willingness to emotionally open up. Why? Because they don't want to listen.
Right.
It asem na abani yanka. Why na sosa me dia na ejirigina osa no ni. Ah kasa. Meet you. Ah ongasa na. Ofiso ntumi kasa betumi asori akọ. Hey. Wickedness in high places. You are dealing with the principality. 10 bad attitudes of most couples.
You're dealing with the
principality. Instead of them having that reactive, listen ears.
No.
What about one day? Now, at the point,
imagine arrogance mixed with emotional immaturity.
Thank you. It was a dry hand time or no so on emotionally matured. Oh, Cassan, one tea, no tea, and what family they say, you say you, and when you Casa Wabrana, Casawa meet you. Not TV senses, as babe, Kadum TV in the Kakra. Nanka Yanka say, Bello no one, Tamau chicky, but very day. Bello no one, Casa. So if he's on to me, Casan, you bet me an but one can in Ochina. Why? And I'm telling you, some couples are actually dying because their wives and their husbands do not have that listening ears. And they are also immature emotionally.
Oh, Hema, we okay. Me okay. We okay. Me okay. Then yo.
Shenyame. I don't know why you need that. Mr. Shenyame. Oh, me impedidi. Me need move for noise. Me pay in the toxic environment.
Try some no bedding common.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Babe.
What is wrong with you?
Babe, you are talking to babe. Please. Babe, can I be alone? Please, I want to. What's why a basa? No, I got na hall. Now we just my offender no. My head no. No, I call WhatsApp. No, watch no essay. I'm manning with some offender. What? Fetch me. Still. On my shock on sound reply. Daddy mood be over service and outside that. So I just wanted to be on Nashini was. How can you ignore the other party for 3 days? If they step out and somebody entertains them, they are building a company out there. You are gone. And I'm telling you, say it doesn't take much for divorce to take place.
It's true.
No married couple should take this thing for granted. It doesn't take much.
It's true.
Just like this, divorce is on the table.
Nipana work environment, can a third party increase a person's emotional immaturity? Say or a dream BBSC when Timia handle ye, then it affects partner now one no can a third party trigger an emotional immature person when it comes to
yes. Once you are immature emotionally, it's actually betrays you everywhere you go to.
True.
And so when you find yourself at the workplace, somebody does papa and the thing comes. When it comes, instead of you trying to control it or managing it, what the befi? And to baba na was pass on ye or na udi be abetono. Obiso asem to chiki, obiso asem sabi, nebi why no manage other ya because you work from a human. Just imagine how immature you are.
Wow.
Once I drive out of the house, and I am coming into the house, I need to understand that I have a wife, I have kids at home. Now, my children do not deserve my anger.
Right. You always say
no, they don't deserve it. I mean, my daughter Adam, beautiful 6 years. I mean, Adam does it. Adam, I day. Adam, pay, whatever you be a gate and Adam, daddy, you welcome. So, feel the pass. Hey. You don't deserve that. Even in the house, let me say this, couples watch me.
Right.
10 bad attitudes of most couples. Even in the house, when children are actually frustrating you, you feel her, no you feel her, no you see her, no Johnson her, sabi, no pupu her, no you didn't who share the and why you frustrated as a mother who paper no. Don't extend that anger and frustration to your husband.
Okay.
By offending your husband in your speech.
Okay.
Now my correct on my view. Now, but you bet you have someone. What you mean fat away? I'm my Titiana, one my Titiana, or my Yavuso say so. With the fear. No, you are getting it wrong. What has your husband done? What's your problem?
Okay.
When it comes to emotional maturity person, they are offended at any way.
They are betrayed.
They feel bitter that they are not treated better. Why? Because they feel like everybody must treat them according to their character.
True.
Not their attitude. According to how they treat people. But understand that people are not same. To men charge you with no one says I'm a before Mefi. Emotional immaturity, 10 bad attitudes of most couples.
Yeah, the ones that are concerned, we have a 50 Ghana transport in a 7 city.
Mate, to be the Sika Copa. I say not towards also now 50 cents. Sajua, today's your first salad. Remember, Cassis, money to me. Only 50 is that. Would you go there? Valerie, Papa. No, to be the way
it's true. It's serious.
20 Ghana. It's not a joke.
These are things that are happening. Let's go to the 7th point.
The 7th point is when you keep carrying wrong past information into the present life you have. 10 bad attitudes of most couples. No, you kumpo di wotro na ache no no opa ache wetwem. Enye na wo beka say sa na wo ye emiribi. You see, whenever you speak into the presence with the past, you change the rhythm of the present. Everywhere you see darkness, God does not enjoy it. He wants light to appear there.
Right.
And that is why in the wisdom of God, God gave man the grace, the opportunity, the knowledge to build light. That darkness must not live with man for long.
Right.
And so even when God had created darkness, God spoke light out of darkness and said, if we are seeing me to me kataso.
Right.
Why didn't you? Because God is light and in him there is no darkness.
Okay, sir.
So just understand that anytime something happens in the past, it's a dark experience.
Okay.
When we are living in the present, we are enjoying the light. When you bring darkness into light today, we can't see well. We go blind.
Deep.
The reason why people are bitter in their marriages today is because one party has decided never to forgive the past.
Right.
You cannot enjoy the present while you are still holding on to the past.
Right.
One bad attitude about you is that any day, every day, when we hear kasa bema there be an issue and then one is sit table. And then the woman shakes herself and say, I think there's nothing better in me. And once you go blind about the beauty of a woman, there is nothing they put on the table that sounds good, that tastes well. Why? Because on one kasa the power in body.
Right.
The idea about bad attitude about couples is to bring the past into the present and refuse to manage the future.
Okay.
Because we go blind today from yesterday.
Right.
Then the can you actually what the achamaninchu? What the aquamaninku? No one jam one pa jam. Ne jam we na men young say be jam swimming jam. A bet quantity. It's one of the bad attitude we put on the table, and a lot of spouses are not enjoying that. The next thing we can talk about has to do with selfishness. Self-centered and selfish attitude will damage any good relationship.
True. Me.
Me is a killer. Not us. Not we, but me.
I.
Untumi waden kasa aida. Eti Yesu nyanse was I and my Father are one. Oh, you're smart. What do you mean? Because I do the works I do because of me. So I do the works I do because what I see and hear my Father say is what I do. I and my Father, we are one. See, life is about two. Can two work together except they agree? And that is why you cannot build a family yourself. When you want to build a family, there should be another person.
True.
And understand that when the other person comes, that person must be treated well. Can I tell you this? To your surprise. When God created Adam and Eve, they didn't see nakedness. They didn't know they were naked. When sin entered into their lives, they were naked. And the Bible says that both covered themselves. Read the Bible well. It was Adam who provided that covering for the woman. Number two, when the anger of God entered into the garden, and God decided that, look, I'm tired of these guys. The man decided to take responsibilities. Took the wife, said, Masa, my blame first one. And I'm sure God is not happy. But Jack, I won't blame you for the second time. You see, when you keep blaming each other, nobody is solving the problem.
True.
The next point when it comes to 10 bad attitude of most couples is when we shift blames.
That's the ninth point.
Ninth point, when we don't accept that, perfect, what can we do better to make it better? Blame game. And you want to and you want to say the man make us and the kind of ones and the mao.
Thank
you. Thank you. Thank you. Why am I? Was now so bad if you're not then I was now from Ben out was with no. So back and forth, they realize that somebody is always blaming. So this blaming game started from Adam and Eve. And until today, man has not changed from that character.
My goodness. So a blame game is not...
It is not a good attitude. That must be accepted among couples.
Even if the person is at fault, you have to sit down, reason out and communicate.
Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it?
Even if you would find ways
can we talk
about
it? And when you said something, I think I wasn't happy. Now I will say, some bushing for no many monkasa. I will bushing for crying. Yes, sir, word, some bushing for it's an insult, please. I don't think. No, young consul, I'm sorry. No, I can't cuss him. I can't cuss him. I be cuss him. Yeah, cuss how bushing for now, like plural. No, justifying, sir, it's ending. I can't form the okasa. Jitum nejai, and I wish me can either with white head. Or there's office white head, I'm sorry, why? You don't talk like that. No, you can't. You can't be keeping marriage like this. Or the officer, my sorry, why? As we be on white head, we be on white head. And also, you're mature to cry. Hey, Sandy Akasa.
So the 10th powerful final point.
The final one. 10 most bad attitude of most couples.
Yes.
When you are to ignore your partner's emotions. What you would do? Uncle Busani that said in the house. You be dinny, Papa. You trim that thing. Oh, you're heartless.
No, because Uncle Busani.
Oh, you're emotionless.
Uncle Busani. Response, Papa Ben, what they be.
Is it not painful when you are in your silent moment and your partner decide to ignore you? Hey, you're one of the most painful things on earth.
I'm telling you. When
you are quiet, you are down broken, and sometimes probably you are even sharing tears, and you are confused. You don't even know. Whatever it is, no in any amount, no about no did you know that?
Because yeah.
They don't care.
Why would I have to?
Hey, yeah. More deal. Sex and so no power bed that was why you. In your weak moment, they will ignore you. Okasa oko hospital na home foul. Oba ekra when busa say na ukoye no you could see sing. Hey, how could you more thing when your partner decide to ignore your emotions? Hey, na ukoye no me test o sit den. No see area ben dey no why ask no hospital say dad. They be mfa no nkra. Say ato sento so to do so and to they don't care
at all.
No, it's the most painful thing that will ever happen to a couple. That what could you remember? Now you must say, how was your day? Well, Musani be no say, now where Musam how's my day? I say, and I was Musam bida. I say, Zanfon Gawa. Now where Alana? Now Busami asking me Busa. That in Brami bre. No, we don't need that. Let's understand that you are thinker. How you want to be treated, I should be treated also. Better like that. Eti etore bi na ma ye din na bibi nko ya ubusam say oh you okay o de ubusam say oh you okay oh ye sure na me kan at least I feel like somebody cares about me,
right?
But say yen kan hwe yen mbo wo hwe yen few na we see what sa na ade asa na ade ach and they still expect you to be happy and put a smile on your face. 10 bad attitudes of most couples is when they are very defensive.
Okay.
When anything you say, they are something. What's your bema? and oba onim kasa asem to mu bi na mo de kwa busu anima unya binka they will defend anything that happens. They have something to say to defend it. Why I did what I did what I did because you did what you are the cause. So you see, don't expect me to also, when you are dealing with a defensive spouse, you are emotionally dead. You will die and not rise again. These are men and women who can redraw themselves. These are men and women who can actually, they have something I call self-protective response. It will be a bekebiano, when you be can, when you be in. And when you are dealing with this person, now soon your death, kasa, defensive people. No. It's saying, bet you know wakasa, assembly. Before you say Jack, they have an answer. So it's about Nkwalana or no, what's the problem? Ufi saying, it's okay, please forget it. Why? Additional because yesterday is gone, another day has come. Do something in my life. If we cannot discuss yesterday, what is the light of today? So when people are defensive, it's a bad attitude. Thank you.